Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saint Misbehavin', the podcast about saints from people who are not. My name is. No.
How did
I
you
am your
forget your
host,
name?
Matt. I didn't forget my name. I forgot what I
Oh,
say. I
okay.
forgot that I was
I'm
supposed
sure
to
it
say.
does. I never remember. I'm sure no one else does.
But if people turn on the podcast and they're like, it started in a weird way, maybe I have the wrong podcast and they
Okay.
turn it off.
Whereas this way, it definitely won't sound weird.
I'm Matt. This is Anna. We're your
There we go.
hosts.
So easy.
It's a podcast about saints from people who are not. Did I say that pit about
I
already?
don't
I don't
know.
know. Whatever. Anna.
Starting with the usual disdain.
Well, you know what? I was going really good, and then you messed up my flow.
Don't
Whatever.
talk to me about flow. Thank you very much.
I don't want to hear about you. Anna, how have you been lately?
Well, long time no talk since yesterday. Yeah, so this
Yeah,
is the second time we are trying to do this because we had some technical difficulties yesterday.
you had more technical issues than the last episode, which had multiple technical.
Please, if you're listening, please send us money so we can afford better technology. I think part of the problem is my
I know.
laptop is ancient at this point, and I've got a computer at work now, so I have no, other than this, I have no motivation to replace it. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're listening and you want to send us money, then please do.
There's a Ko-fi account. Just
Yeah.
send us 10,000 pounds to get us a new laptop for Anna.
But yeah, so a lot has changed in the last day because yesterday I think I was in quite a good mood and today I'm just not. So buckle up.
Yesterday you were in a good.
Well,
Wow.
I was in a good mood at the start of yesterday, and then we had an hour of technical difficulties, so I was in a less good mood. But now I'm on my period, so yeah, it's just gonna be so fun.
And somehow that's my fault.
Yes, obviously.
I do control the
Well,
moon and its
exactly.
cycles. So.
You're a regular Bruce Almighty. But yeah, so enough about me really. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And you don't want to hear about it anymore. So how are you?
I'm all right. I'm on the tail end of a terrible stomach bug, which has laid me low
Oh yeah, maybe the
for
technical
about a week.
difficulties yesterday mean that we don't have to hear in detail about it.
All right, fine. But yes, I've had to miss a couple days of the festival. I had one show I should have missed, and then another show that I did miss. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. It's just a thing. I don't know. It's just bad timing coming in the middle of the festival.
I mean, the festival itself was bad timing because your wife is, what did you say earlier? 9 months pregnant, and with
she's 9
your
months
imminent
pregnant.
due date. So maybe next year's marketing can be like the most inconveniently timed comedy festival in the UK.
I mean, it's a month-long festival that I've engineered so that I have to be at every show. So the timing's never good. So
Well, you don't really, apart from when your wife is imminently going to give birth, you don't really have any other commitments. So it tends to work.
it's all right, yeah. But I mean, it's just like, I don't know, like, also basically I say to my family, like, we can't go on any vacations in
Yeah.
July, which is generally when people go on
That's true.
vacations. Nah, it's fine. You know, it's too busy in July. I'm really doing my family a favor.
Very true. Things are more expensive as
You
well.
go in the off
Yeah.
peak, yeah. Anyways, so we're both limping along, continuing to exist. If you call this, if you call this living, we're continuing to do that. But have you done anything saintly or experienced anything miraculous?
I would
lately?
argue both actually. So I have recently started on a kind of diet. I say kind of diet because it's not like I'm not following any instructions. I'm just kind of making it up.
Is it a seafood diet? If you see food,
Pretty
you
much.
eat it.
I just eat less, and so I try to see less food. So yeah, I'm
into fitness, whole pizza in my mouth. All right.
Saint Misbehaving, you're home for original jokes. No, so I'm basically just restricting my calories a little bit. So the recommended daily allowance for women is 2,000 calories, and I'm trying to limit to 1,800. So it's like not huge, but if I can do it consistently, then I might lose a bit of weight, which might help in terms of like fitness and strength and stuff. I say it's only a little bit, but the way it makes me feel, I feel like I am like doing a really strenuous fast, and I will not shut up about it. So if you spend time with me, it will seem like I'm like think I'm a martyr about it, and I kind of am, because like as you say, if I see food I want it, and as soon as you sort of try to pay more attention to something, you tend to notice it more.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm seeing food everywhere now.
Every time I open the fridge.
Yeah, no, but in Madagascar, where like one of the animals like turns into a steak in the eyes of the hungry lion, that's kind of
Right.
where I'm at. I mean, I always call Danny a snack anyway, but now it's taken on a whole new significance. So yeah, that's
right. Cannibalism doesn't count towards your calories. So.
I'm not sure. I mean, but also, I'm still trying to be ethical at the same time. So that would be very unethical, I think, because he's not a billionaire, so it wouldn't be
Right.
acceptable, I think. But on the flip side, having done this saintly thing, I think it's quite saintly because like a lot of the saints don't eat much. Although actually, they do a lot of the time when we encounter saints who are fasting. It always mentions bread, and bread is actually really calorific. It's one of the things I've had to kind of like almost completely avoid, because if I'm looking at like a salad and it's like, I don't know, 400 calories, and I'm like, oh, I maybe
Right.
want to like have a bit of carb, just to bulk that out, be a bit more filling. You try and get bread on the side and it's like it doubles everything. So if anything, I would say that those saints who are doing their fasting with bread are I mean, maybe they've cracked it, but I would say that it doesn't count.
Yeah, you're like, I'm really
Yeah.
suffering here for
Exactly.
for God. So you get a salad and you're like, no croutons, please, but can I get a double order of ranch dressing?
Yeah, it doesn't. The math ain't mathin', as the kids say.
Now that you're actually paying attention to your calories, because I feel like they say like, oh, most people eat like 2,000. You're
Yeah.
supposed to eat 2,000, and I was like, I think if I actually counted the calories I ate, I'd be like, oh, I'm eating way more than 2,000.
So it's like I'm officially cutting 200, but like because I paid no attention before, I was probably eating a lot more than that.
Right.
You do end up learning a lot about about very boring information, really. But on the flip side, I have kind of been rewarded by a miracle, and that miracle is called Halo Top. Have you heard the good news about Halo Top?
No.
So
what's
Halo
that?
Top is a magical ice cream.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like, it's like Spanx, but it's like a cool top that you wear and you look really thin. So I don't even need it now. I don't even need the diet because I've got this cool constricting top.
Oh man, if only it were that simple. No, Halo Top is a magical ice cream that is super low calorie but really tasty. And I was put onto it by my friend and our regular listener, Morgan. So, I mean, she's always a miraculous presence in our lives, but in this instant, my friendship with her has been particularly fruitful in the miracle department.
Right. Not just general friendship stuff, like actual information and things. It's like a real
material gain without the weight gain. If you know anyone who works for Halo Top and you're listening, please sponsor us.
Or if we could start a campaign to get a new computer for Anna.
Maybe Halo Top could
Halo
pay
Top.
for it. Yeah.
Like hashtag Halo laptop.
Very good. Oh, that was so quick.
And then we'll get that going, and then Halo Top will be like, well, there seems to be a groundswell around this poor, fortunate soul.
Yeah.
This shut-in whose only outside contact with the world is this one podcast. So I guess we should get her a new laptop.
Or like a lifetime supply of the ice cream, because it is quite expensive. So
hey, we can't podcast on ice cream.
You sound like you haven't tried that hard.
Wow.
I think we could. We could sell half of the lifetime supply and buy stuff.
Yeah, new podcast idea. It's ice cream podcast. It's just us sitting around eating ice cream.
Oh my god,
for an hour.
That's way better than Saints. What are we even still doing here?
We don't even need to record that. That's just fine.
So I've been doing the research this month, and if it was about ice cream, probably would have done it in much better time than I ended up doing it. That's for sure.
We should do an ice cream every episode, just about a different flavor. Like who came up with Rocky Road? It's genius.
Or how about this? Since it's called Halo Top, and we're talking about Saints,
it works. It all works.
Yeah,
well.
Maybe Halo Top. Maybe we could just have at the end of each episode, we could have a review of a different flavor of Halo Top, and we do that for free. And eventually, they'll be like, "Oh, we should just send them Halo Top to review." That's how it works, right? That's how. I'm on Instagram. That's how influencing works.
Look, we'll tell you what. We can turn this podcast into Halo Top presents Saint Misbehavin'. We'll guarantee a year of that. Yeah. If you just send us a new laptop for Anna, and a load of ice cream. Just like 2 cartons each. That's it. That's all we ask.
They have to be different flavors though, otherwise the whole review concept
maybe a sampler
falls down.
All right. But yeah, anyway. Well, enough of us trying to grab for money and personal gain here. It's this sad capitalist world we live in where we're just begging on the internet for
Hey,
ice cream and
speak for yourself. I would say that this month's Saint story is a real scoop.
okay.
Wow.
Well,
I
anyway,
was very pleased with that. I
I
don't
have
know
not.
if you could tell.
Just as a quick cover, I've not really done anything saintly or miraculous. By the time people hear this, the festival will be over, and I'll probably have a new baby. So all my miraculous things will be happening in the liminal space between when we record and when this
You're
comes
kind
out.
of
So
storing them all up for one intensive period.
yeah, check back next month, folks, and you can hear
your
the stories of how
your
the
voice will just be
festival
full of
ended,
wonder and enthusiasm for life and existence.
and weariness, and yeah. So Anna, today is August 4th,
Yes.
2024. Who is today's saint?
So today we are looking ahead to the 11th of August, which is the feast day of Saint Philomena.
Saint Philomena.
You sound unimpressed.
I don't know. Sounds like just the oldest lady saint. She's patron saint of doilies.
Hey, don't get ahead of yourself.
All right.
I mean, she's got a 4-syllable name. That's pretty good. You know, there's no
It's
Saint
pretty
Bob.
impressive. Is there?
Well, there probably is, but I'm saying like she's no Saint Bob. There's
No.
gravitas with that name, I think.
Is there?
Do you not think?
Is that a common name?
No, not at all.
In Britain though, there must be like a ton of Philomenas, right?
Well, there are in Ireland, Matthew, which is not the same as Britain. I feel it's
Are you
important to
sure?
emphasize.
Some parts of Ireland are the same as
Nope.
Britain.
No,
Anna.
no. The part of Ireland that you're thinking of is part of the UK, but it's the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So yeah.
I don't understand why Northern Ireland wants to stick around with that kind of slight. It's like the
Well,
United Kingdom of
I
Great
I
Britain
think
and
that's
these
a whole
guys.
different kind of podcast that I would say would be much more complex to delve into than ice cream reviews or indeed Saints.
I don't know the whole Northern Ireland. I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but I feel comfortable weighing in.
Really, why?
And
Because as a
Just
British
kinda-
person who doesn't know a lot about it, I do not.
but as an American who knows nothing about it, let me tell you my very well thought out opinion. I don't know. It seems like guys just be one Ireland. It seems
Oh my
fun.
God.
It's like a fun
No,
thing to do.
that is not the official view of this podcast. Actually, I don't know if it is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if
The official view of this podcast is that Northern Ireland belongs to England, and that's the way it's
Oh
going to
my God!
stay.
No,
Goddamn.
stop. Let's shut this down. Matthew, I'm cancelling you.
What? Whatever. I don't know. I'm like, do what you want. I'm like, hey man, live
Borders
your
are
lives.
stupid. That's the bottom line.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyways, so Philomena, what's her deal?
So I'm actually going to tell you about her relics before I tell you about her life, and the reason why will become clear as I do that.
Okay.
It's because I only read about her. No, I'm joking. It's a little puzzle we can piece together.
So we're starting. It's like one of those movies that starts
Yeah,
at the end,
yeah.
and then it's like record scratch. I guess you're wondering how I got here.
It's a bit like at the beginning of Titanic when they're like excavating the boat before they go and talk to the lady. You know.
That's right.
That's exactly what's about to happen. So, on the Via Salari in northern Rome sits the entrance to an ancient Roman quarry, which was part of the land owned by wealthy Roman senator Manius Acilius Glabrio. Glabrio was exiled and then executed during the reign of Emperor Domitian, somewhere between AD 92 and 96. So, very early on in Christianity, on the alleged grounds of plotting against the emperor. According to legend, these plots included Glabrio and his wife Priscilla converting to Christianity. Although this
Wait, did you say Priscilla or
that's
Priscilla?
how it's pronounced in Italy because it's like prosciutto.
Priscilla?
Yeah.
He's got a ham wife.
Hey, this my ham wife. Hey. She's Priscilla.
Hey, when it comes by, don't say nothing about his wife. He just to make her out of ham. It's a weird. We just gotta let it go. He gets very upset if you point it out. Just don't say anything about it. He'll move on. And if a dog tries to grab a leg, don't say nothing. Okay, just sit there and try not to make eye contact with his hammer wife. Okay.
Oh my goodness, this has derailed so much already.
All right, what's this guy and his ham wife do?
Clearly I was wrong for thinking that this would be like a sophisticated piecing together of an interesting bit of archaeological mystery.
I don't know if you noticed this, I was listening very intently because I was like, oh, I'm enjoying this new sophisticated level of storytelling where we have, where we're kind of like doing things out of order
and then
creating a mystery
and
for
then
ourselves.
You're just like, ham wife.
That dude's got a ham wife. Hey, everybody, get in here. You got to hear about this ham wife.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna conference in some people so they can hear about my hand wipe jokes.
Are we done?
All right, go on, please. I am done. I'm ready to learn.
Okay, good. Glad you got it out of your system.
So we're in a quarry in
Yeah.
Rome.
Yeah, owned by this man called Glabrio. According to legend, these plots against the emperor included Glabrio and his wife Priscilla converting to Christianity, although this has been challenged by historians since the early 20th century. So
Oh,
basically,
like they were maybe they were like accused of it, but maybe they never
yeah,
actually.
or they were doing treason, but it wasn't like Christian treason.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how? In what way does converting religions a plot against someone else? But
In ancient Rome, if you're a Christian, Romans take that personally. Like it genuinely was like a thing that's like part of the persecution of Christians in.
See, this is
in
how
ancient
Christians
Rome.
think about themselves now. Like, I can't even be a Christian anymore. It's like, you
These
can't. Nobody
days,
cares.
you can't even say that you're a Christian without getting thrown in jail.
Okay. I see what the problem was here. It wasn't that you said you were a Christian. It was all the transphobic stuff you said after that.
Yeah.
It was those things. It wasn't so much Christianity. That was really irrelevant to what we were talking
Fine.
about.
How about this? These days, you can't even say anything hateful without getting accused of hate speech. Does that work better?
See, there you go. That's it. That's what you really should be saying there.
So, we're back in the quarry. The stone which comprises the quarry is sufficiently soft to make it perfect as, what do you think?
Hair shirts?
When have hair shirts and soft gone together, please?
I don't know. With soft rock, I mean, it probably makes a very uncomfortable shirt.
Well, it makes a very uncomfortable soundtrack.
Yeah.
A quarry full of soft-ish rock makes a perfect burial site. And this is what it was used as between the 2nd and 4th centuries, ending up as 13 kilometers of tunnels housing 40,000 burials, known as the Catacomb of Priscilla.
Creepy.
40,000 tombs.
40,000 tombs.
In some tunnels under Rome.
That's a lot of, man.
And women, as we'll hear.
Yeah, someone's murdered 40,000 people. So there's this tomb complex.
In Rome.
All right,
the catacomb was forgotten about for several centuries and rediscovered in the 16th century, so the 15-ish hundreds.
What a horrible discovery.
Well, you say that, but you clearly are not thinking like someone in the 16th century, because upon its rediscovery, it was plundered for tombstones, sarcophagi, and relics. Because you go to an ancient Christian tomb in that kind of time, you're thinking saint bones, right?
Right, okay.
So it is therefore now largely devoid of remains, but it is the site of a wealth of archaeological evidence and potentially the earliest known Christian art. So there's like depictions of what's thought to be the Last Supper and the Mother and Child all on the walls. It's very cool. You can go there.
Huh.
We should go there. Maybe Halo Talk will pay for us to go there one day.
Sure.
All this is to explain why, although the catacomb was rediscovered in the 16th century, it wasn't until the 19th century that Philomena was found.
Okay.
So on May the 24th, 1802, in the catacombs of Priscilla, on the Via Salaria, an inscribed loculus, which is a space hollowed out of the rock.
Thank you.
Well, a lot of the graves in this were basically, it looks like shelves. So it's just like all these loculi, just one on top of the other, are very efficient for a grave for 40,000 people.
When I'm dead, don't put me on a shelf. That's like cremation, fine. Like burial, okay. Like my true wishes, which is to be put in a catapult and launched out to sea, that'd be amazing.
Well, like when you see like morgues depicted on TV and stuff, there's often like they're in drawers, which is even worse, I would say, but probably more insulated. And
the drawers, or at least they're sealed, right? Like, and like you're just on a shelf, just like there. I don't know.
Well, I think they were like encased in plaster, but the plaster wore away eventually, as did the bones that were not plundered. Anyway, so the following day, it was carefully examined and opened. The loculus was closed with 3 terracotta tiles, on which was the following inscription. Listen carefully, because this is part of the mystery.
Okay.
Lumina Paxte Comfy, which we all know is Latin for
the light of comfy peace.
Nice, yes. No, it's nonsense, I think. So yeah, it doesn't.
What?
In that order, those words don't make sense.
Oh.
So it was generally accepted that the tiles had not been positioned in the sequence of the words, and that the inscription originally read, with the leftmost tile placed on the right, Pax Tecum Philomena, which would mean peace be with you, Philomena.
Ah.
So within the loculus was found a skeleton of a female aged between 13 and 15 years old. Embedded in the cement was a small glass phial with vestiges of what was taken to be blood.
Blood.
Those sort of bits of evidence were taken together to assume / decide that these were the remains of a virgin martyr called Philomena, based on the age.
Okay.
And
So wait, so the tiles were in the wrong
Yeah.
order. Is the assumption that somebody like broke into that
yeah, because
tomb and then
the whole
and then put
place
the
had
pot
been plundered, right? Yeah, and then put them back together.
put them back in the
Yeah.
wrong order. Okay. Or is it just like that the people who made the tiles they were illiterate,
Yeah.
or the people who installed the tiles were illiterate and they're like, I don't know. Oh, they were supposed to go
Yeah,
in a
it's all
specific
about the
order.
snobbery of people who do burials. or snobbery against people who do burials. It's like those dum-dums can't
Yeah.
read.
Well, I would move them now with the cement's already dry. So
We'll improvise. So in 1805, Canon Francesco de Lucia from Mugnano de Cardinale requested relics for his oratory, which I guess is like a creepy collection of relics that you have when you're a canon in Rome at that time.
So you write to the Vatican and you're like, please send any relics you have laying
Just for
around.
Jesus-y stuff. It's all legitimate.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make a throne out of bone.
Anyway, so on the 8th of June, he obtained the relics that had been discovered, the remains, and they'd been reduced to dust and fragments.
Oh, right. So the shipping, they did not ship well.
Yeah, it was. I think it was DHL, and he was very cross with them.
So they would have been like almost 2,000 years old at this point, right? The relics. Yeah.
But they arrived in Mugnano on the 10th of August and were placed in the Church of Our Lady of Grace. A new church was built containing a chapel specifically for the relics, and they were moved there on the 29th of September 1805.
Okay.
22 years later, Pope Leo XII gave the church where the relics were the 3 terracotta slabs that had been taken from the tomb. So, to make it more official, I guess.
Right. It's like, they didn't include these in the original. Sorry, that should have been included in the original order.
It's like, so in a report about the transfer of the relics, which he wrote in 1833, Canon de Lucia recounted that wonders accompanied the arrival of the relics in his church. Among them, that a statue sweated liquid continuously for 3 days.
This is a nervous fucking statue. It's like, oh fuck, is Philomena here? Oh man, I owe her a lot of money.
Yeah.
She does not forget a debt. I know it's been 1,800 years, but
she's found me. Shit.
She found me. She said she would. Oh God, I didn't really believe it. She was only 13. She's a mean 13-year-old.
I thought it'd be like taking candy from a baby. A miracle accepted as proved in the same year was the multiplication of the bone dust of the saint, which provided for hundreds of reliquaries without the original amount decreasing in quantity. So like the feeding of the 5,000, but with dust.
With dust. Wow, what a great
miracle.
Meanwhile, the cleaning staff is like, wow, this is the greatest miracle I've ever seen. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah.
You can't have one of those miracles where like wine magically appears. No, it's something useful.
Cleaning products turn into wine. Yeah. The fame of these miracles began to spread everywhere, mainly in Italy and southern France. The members of the royal house of Bourbon were among the first to show devotion to this wonder worker martyr. Presently, she came to the attention of a mystic.
Wait, were there any like useful wonder works? Just seems like statue sweat.
You mean statues making water and dust making more dust is not impressive to you?
Yeah, statue sweat and bone dust is not super impressive, and like doesn't seem like it's like, oh, nobody was healed or no.
Well, there were other ones, but I was going to save them till after the story because you always ask me about miracles. So
all right, fine.
I can tell you them now, but
I don't know. It's fine.
Maybe just let me be in charge of the chronology of the narrative.
Sorry.
Stop cramping my style, man. So the cult kind of grew, and it came to the attention of a mystic and ascetic in Naples called Sister Maria Luisa of Jesus. She never met Don Francesco in person, but she was esteemed by many Neapolitan priests and was charged by her confessor at the request of Don Francesco to seek information on the life and martyrdom of Saint Saint Philomena. So I
Mm.
guess she's like known for her detective skills.
So Sister Maria's on
Yeah.
the case. They're like, we've got a tough one. We need you to crack, Sister Maria. And she's like, I told you I don't do that anymore. I'm out. They're like, this is a case only you can solve, Sister Maria. We need to know where all this dust and statues wet come
Yeah,
from.
and then she just grabbed a handful of dust and was like, "The game is afoot," and it was actually
Yeah.
a hand.
Oh.
On August the 3rd, 1833, while she was praying in her cell before a statue of Saint Philomena, as we read in her autobiography and reported in a later edition of his original report by Canon Francesco, Saint Philomena appeared to Sister Sister Maria Louisa, telling her the story of her martyrdom. So now we're on to the hagiography, is what I'm saying.
Okay, wait. So they had a statue
Yeah.
of her, even though all they had to go on was
Yeah.
bones. They're like, probably this.
Hey, you can imagine though, right? It's like, well, she was a 13-year-old girl saint, so probably everyone wants to fuck her. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty bad. Oh. Okay, and then
We
so the
gotta make her
information we
breasts
have,
really like improbably large and pert for Christian reasons.
you know, it's what God would have
Yeah.
wanted. Look, you can't say that they're not impressively pert. Gross. Okay, so then the hagiography of Sister Philomena or Saint Philomena comes from the vision of this Saint Maria.
Who just happened to be tasked with finding out that very story.
Yeah, but it's definitely not that Sister Maria was like, I really can't be bothered. These are all these stories are all pretty much the same. I'll just kind of
well,
put one
maybe.
together and all right. Well, what does
This has
Sister
been
Maria?
confounding scholars for hundreds of years, Matthew, and you've just solved it straight away.
There's been scholars being like trying to figure this out for
And,
hundreds
like,
of years,
clearly,
and
the retired detective Sister Maria Louisa just could not be bothered.
yeah, it never occurred to anyone in hundreds of years. They're like, you think she just made it up? No, not Sister Maria Louisa.
We're talking about a religion that was founded on a supposed virgin pregnancy, right? So we all know that was a cover up. Sorry, you seem shocked.
All right, so Sister Philomena enters a fugue state, and what comes next is this tale of Saint Philomena.
Yeah, we've had the exciting introduction now. We're into the story.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. So Philomena told Maria that she was the daughter of a king in Greece who, with his wife, had converted to Christianity.
The king and his wife had converted to Christianity, but that's not Philomena's mom, like a stepmom, right?
Why would that be her stepmom?
Well, I don't know. Why did he refer to the king and his wife?
Because, you know, she's not a woman in her own right. not a
know.
person.
Why wouldn't you say my mom,
fine.
the king? And
well, I'm not reading the exact account. I'm reading a telling of the telling. So maybe she said to Maria, "Oh yeah, my mom and dad are Greek." I don't know.
All right. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I watched an hour-long video about these bloody catacombs. Okay.
It sounds like you had a great time. So why complain to me? You were just telling me how great these catacombs are.
Sure, they're great, but like, you know, just make the most of the information I've actually got.
All right, sorry. Please continue. So the Greek king, her dad, and the Greek king's wife,
her mom,
mom, question mark, they converted to Christianity.
I guess you can never be sure, can you? Because, yeah, she could have been a bastard, probable at the time.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe the first mom died, or
but again, that's not important
wives.
to be enough to be mentioned in the story, because unless you're the main character, we don't care about the women.
I'm sorry, I'm asking about irrelevant details. I was just confused. I don't know where I am. I'm very.
No, I appreciate your concern for the unnamed woman. Good feminism. Keep it up.
Yeah. Well, at least the husband's unnamed too, right? We just know he was a king.
That's true. But, you know.
So, you know.
We know enough to know that we should respect him because he was a king.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that's all we know really about her background. But at the age of 13, she took a vow of virginity for the sake of Jesus.
Good for her. Yeah, that's about the time you want to make those decisions.
Well, I guess ideally later, but at the time that it would have been like, you know, now or never.
Yeah,
I guess it's horrible. But anyway, so the Emperor Diocletian, you know, you've heard of him.
Boo, Diocletian.
he
Hey.
threatened to make war on her father. I'm guessing because he didn't like that he had converted to Christianity.
Just one problem. I was like, I like this guy's politics. His very peaceful kingdom. Seems like a great guy. What's that? Was that a cross around your neck? Oh, you son of a bitch! Kill them
Yeah,
all.
that's how the whole thing
Diocletian
started.
is just. I mean, I can't imagine he's this cartoonish, but to read these hagiographies, you think that Diocletian is just like constantly.
He's paranoid. It's like, and are the Christians in the room with us?
Yeah. Who is it? Saint Stephen?
Yeah.
Who was like Diocletian's best friend, and then it was like an undercover Christian. So after he got burnt by Stephen, he was
he never trusted a
he
Christian
was
ever again.
you never trusted anybody
Yeah.
again. You can't trust these Christians. They pretend to be your friend, and then you tell them your secrets, and then they betray
And
you.
that was how the Diocletian persecutions went from like a single murder to like a mass murder.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Saint Sebastian.
I
Wasn't
don't remember. I'm impressed that you remember like at all that one of them was his
one
friend.
Of the other. Yeah, almost like.
Well, if you haven't heard it and you're intrigued to find out, and you're listening now, you should listen to Saint Stephen and or Saint Sebastian, and then you can tell us. You could write into us at saintmisbehavingpod
I'm pretty sure it's Saint Sebastian.
at gmail.com. There's no G in behavion, but there is in Gmail.
Mm.
So in response, Diocletian threatened this king.
Right.
And in response, the king's like, I know what we should do. We should visit this guy, right? Because if someone threatens you, if someone threatens you and they're quite far away, just walk towards the problem.
I'm sure once we go there and explain it, did he not get the fruit basket we sent like last Saturnalia? Because I sent him that fruit basket, and I thought he really liked that, but I guess maybe he didn't get it. So let's just go there
It's
ourselves.
because he sent it with a Christmas card rather than a card that said season's greetings, and that just triggered Diocletian.
So I figured out, yeah. It's like, this doesn't say happy Saturnalia.
These blasphemous bastards.
Yeah, it's the reason for the season. Saturn.
Yeah. So I guess the thing is like they like the post wasn't super efficient in those times. So maybe it was just that he sent the card really late, and that kind of added insult to injury.
Or the fruit basket just got all rotten by the time it got
and
there.
Then it just was an insult.
Sent me rotten fruit and a note that says he's a Christian. What an asshole.
This guy's just asking for war.
Like this guy. So this Greek king found out that the head of the biggest empire on earth,
and also the head of a lot of persecutions of Christians,
it was angry at him. So he's just like, I'm just gonna go talk it over with him. It'll be fine.
And I'm gonna bring my family. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's like, who could be angry with such a lovely family?
Well, it's interesting you should say that, because
me, unnamed wife, daughter Philomena, etc.
On their arrival, the emperor fell in love, in quote marks, with the young Philomena.
Let me just go back to my notes here.
13.
13 was the age that we were last mentioned. Yes. Gross.
So when you were saying maybe the king thought, who couldn't love my family, like maybe this will win them over, maybe he knew that this would happen, and it was like
maybe it's like, okay, if we get into real trouble, we'll just throw my hot daughter at him and we're on.
However, because of her vow, Philomena refused him, which, like,
is that why?
You know, well, it's like the danger just keeps increasing, right? It's like, he's gonna make war with your dad. Okay, so we'll go and we'll chat to him. Okay, he might spare us from death if we pimp out our daughter to him. She doesn't want to do that. You reject a Roman emperor enough times, you know what's gonna happen.
And he's like, all right, I totally understand. Yeah. But can I just say, you have the cutest dog. May I just have your dog? Oh, he's really a member of the family. Yeah. He's just so close with dog. We really couldn't. Okay, great. You're all going to be put to death now. I gave you a lot of opportunities to not be put to death, and it feels like you just want to be put to death.
Yeah, well, basically...
So, I don't think this is on me, Diocletian.
Diocletian's attitude was, I can accept the Christianity, but I draw the line at rejecting me.
Yeah.
So, when Philomena refused to be his wife, he subjected her to a series of torments.
Oh.
Scourging.
Scourging. Yeah. Why? I don't know.
Why not?
Whatever. I mean, I guess like you're an emperor, and you're like, well, if this girl starts saying no to me, then other people might start saying no to me. So I guess I have to like make an example of this teenage girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it just feels like, I don't know.
I mean, I think by now we have
it,
got the impression that this Diocletian dude is pretty irredeemable.
right. I mean, he's unhinged at best, incredibly, unspeakably evil at
Yeah.
worst. I guess, yeah. I guess I don't know why I'm trying to find
Play
like,
devil's advocate to Diocletian.
yeah. I'm just trying to figure out where he's
I
coming
think he
from.
might
Where you
be a
coming from,
sadist.
bud? Where?
I think that might be
Hey, die.
it.
Where's all this anger coming from, man? Huh?
Excuse me, I don't like your tone. If you don't want a scourging, you better buck up your ideas, son.
What do you say? Whatever you say, boss. You want my daughter? It's fine. All right. So he
Yeah.
scourges her. Scourge her.
Which, funny word, not such a funny concept.
Well, that's why I always say it like
Yeah.
that, because
It's
it's a
horrible.
painful thing to
Yeah.
think about.
And she was cured from her scourging by 2 angels.
Oh, nice.
So then he tried to drown her by attaching a heavy anchor to her.
Yeah.
But 2 angels cut the rope and raised her to the bank of the river.
Just imagine Diocletian sitting in a boat, just she bobs back up again, just like, God, these fucking Christians every goddamn time with these guys. I think
he's just getting more and more angry as his attempts get scuppered.
I mean, that's the thing, is like, it feels like all these stories is examples of Diocletian trying some elaborate torture, it failing on him, and then going on to another elaborate torture.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to jump into spoiler territory, but I wrote down here he cuts her head
off.
off.
Oh my god, you're getting good at this.
I know, I feel like I'm gonna write he cuts her head off and put it in a sealed envelope at the beginning of every hagiography.
That's your prediction.
Then, yeah, but it just feels like at some point he is just really angry at like how good they are at getting out of his traps. I don't know,
but
he's such a cartoon villain. He's like Skeletor or something.
So first note, I would say, basically, if it's going to be a female saint and they die young, you can probably assume that there's a very angry incel involved.
Sure.
Because that's been a theme. But also, second point, clearly Sister Maria Louisa of Jesus, you were right, she paid attention to her history. She's like following the theme very carefully with her story that she's made up. So that's probably why it was believed, because it was credible. You know, the Catholics at the time, they were like, yep, that sounds like Diocletian.
Yeah, this is based on every other hagiography we have. This is exactly what Diocletian would do.
So the next attempt to kill her was actually 3 attempts.
3 attempts in one. It's like, no way this can fail.
So
he's like up late at night with like just sketches everywhere. Did somebody come?
Gotta go back to the drawing board. One of those rims with like red string going between different things.
Here it is, guys. Got it. These crossbows shoot at her while a rock falls, and then a trapdoor opens, and then she falls into crocodiles. There's no way this can fail, guys. Look at it, it's perfect.
Surely there aren't enough angels to deal with the crocodiles and the trapdoor and the rock at the same time.
Emperor, you need to go to sleep.
What did you say to me? Someone wants a scourging.
Stop doing all this cocaine.
That's not cocaine, that's relic dust.
Okay, so what is this 3-in-1?
The 3-in-1
death trap that he's got?
Not very original, actually. She was shot at with arrows. On the first occasion, her wounds were healed. On the second occasion, the arrows just turned aside. So, like, they were on target, but then just missed somehow, miraculously.
It's like, he's like, what happened to those archers from yesterday? These replacement archers are terrible. What happened? Get those archers back from yesterday, please.
On the third occasion, the arrows returned and killed 6 of the archers. So they were, damn it, they were boomerang arrows again!
All right, I see the problem. Somebody put curves in all the arrows.
That was you never shoot into the wind.
It does feel like that was the progression. Like, they were like, these ones turned away. Yeah. It's like, what's the worst that can happen?
They've now turned backwards, yeah.
What if we try it a 4th time? They just explode.
Well, 6 of the archers were killed, and after that, several of the other archers became Christians.
They see the writing on the wall.
So finally, the emperor had her decapitated. Correct. Gold star for Matthew there.
So his like advisor's like, sir, do you want me to get the sword? The sword's going to get it. Yeah, fine. Fucking fine. All right, fine. Just go get the sword guy and cut her head off.
Just so not creative.
For some reason works 100% of the time.
Well, not 100% of the time. You've clearly forgotten Saint Solange, who carried her head.
That's true.
For a while.
But like, like
Still killed her eventually,
eventually
though.
they
Yeah,
die.
that's true.
It eventually works 100% of the time. It eventually works. But
That's
like,
true. There has not been a recorded incident in the history where cutting someone's head off hasn't dealt with the problem of their being alive.
yeah, but it's like I guess their god is not a god of creativity. Does not cherish that. Just kind of only one thing works. It is weird
Yeah,
that
God
God
is like,
is.
okay, fine. You're clearly very sincere in your attempt, and it's not just about the flair. This time, I won't bring her back to life.
Meanwhile, in heaven, God's like, so what do they got planned next? Like, they're gonna cut her head off. He's like, cut her head off? How do they know my one weakness?
Maybe it's actually that like God really enjoys it when people do tricks with their head in heaven. So that's like the thing that finally kills people so that he can be entertained.
You know what I'm thinking is God doesn't have a head. And so he likes it when people go to heaven, they don't have a head too, because then it doesn't make them feel bad.
Yeah, I have a degree in theology, and I can say that you're probably right. That I've got authority on this.
Mm-hmm.
My boss is a vicar. Yeah.
Okay, so they cut her
Yeah.
head off.
And the story goes that the decapitation occurred on a Friday at 3 p.m., which is the same time as the death of Jesus.
Oh.
So, at least when she did eventually die, it was kind of theologically significant.
Jesus only died at 3?
Yeah.
Oh, I always kind of saw it as later in the
It
day.
was the sky turned black, and so the point was that was unusual for 3 in the afternoon.
No, that's fair. Not for Britain, am I right?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I've actually had to turn the light on this afternoon just to do this, and it's summer as well. Bloody hell!
It's late July. Yeah. Did you not enjoy the 3 days of hot weather we
Of
had?
course, yeah, I loved them. It was a good summer
It's
this
all the
year.
Yeah, almost whole week. Anyways.
So 2 anchors, the 3 arrows, the palm, and the ivy leaf on the tiles that were found in her tomb were interpreted as symbols of the martyrdom. Or Maria knew about these symbols and worked them into the story.
Who could say?
Yeah, we clearly don't have an opinion.
Wait, what do the palm leaves
I'm
have
not
to do
sure.
Okay.
Maybe the boat was. Wait, there was no boat. It was an anchor. Yeah, I don't know the palm or the ivy leaf. Maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Actually,
about the
palm
ivy, but then
leaves are quite scratchy. Maybe they were used for the scourging. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Maybe one of the torturers was like, "We're gonna sit you next to this ivy plant. It'll eventually grow over you and crush you."
some people are allergic to ivy, so maybe that
That's
was one of
true.
Diocletian's more like elaborate plans. It was like, we'll just wear her down.
Poison ivy her to death.
Yeah. So in the account of Maria Luisa, Philomena also revealed that her birthday was the 10th of January and that her martyrdom occurred on the 10th of August, which is also the date that her relics arrived in Magnano de Cardinale. So
what a coincidence, or divine
Yes,
providence.
yes.
That's how you know it's all true.
And she told Maria that her name Philomena meant daughter of light, from the Latin filia and lumen. However, it is usually taken to be derived from Greek philumene, which means
daughter of mayonnaise.
Means beloved. So
beloved.
Either is quite nice, TBH.
Yeah.
That's the account of her life and mainly her death.
Right, it was mostly about her death. She didn't get a whole lot of life being 13.
Yeah, that's true.
Time.
But at least it was eventful.
And I guess, I mean, all of her injuries were healed except for the beheading, because no cure for that.
No known cure.
No cure. Meanwhile, up in heaven, God furiously working on pieces of paper. What if the head came back on the body, but then and then stitch it? Would that? No, that's gonna work. No. You stupid God. All right.
I mean, I guess like if the arrows can turn away, surely like you could have like at the moment that the contact's about to be made, the sword turns all floppy.
Yeah, or just like bounces off. I don't know. Yeah, so weird. Anyways, it's best not to dwell on it. What was the last thing you said?
About her name meaning beloved or daughter of light?
No, you said something else after that.
That she was young when she died?
No, never mind. All right, go on. What's next?
So the cult of Saint Philomena spread enormously, so much so that the Church of the Madonna della Grazia became a sanctuary dedicated to her. So Grazia just had to fuck off. The spread of her devotion to France as well as in Italy was helped when Saint John Vianney built a shrine in her honour and referred to her often, attributing attributing to her miracles that others attributed to himself, including John Vianney being cured of a life-threatening illness. So that's a bit more impressive than dust.
Yeah, I wish I could take credit for this, but really big ups to St. Philomena here.
Rarely happens, especially when it's a dude involved, you know.
I know. Often, I visited last month, Saint, who was just like taking credit for like every miracle, even though he was like nowhere near the place time.
I don't remember. I can't remember a whole month ago.
It's fine. But often that seems to be the case where like people would be like, oh, I was in the other room praying, and that's why that other thing happened. So you want to actually thank me for that.
Indeed.
You're welcome. This guy's pretty self. Good for
bucking the trend.
praise.
Credit where credit's
He's
due.
An ally.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'd go that far. He was a Catholic saint in the 19th century. He was probably a bad feminist. But in this one, you know, as a broken clock can be right. I mean, I don't know why I'm maligning Saint John Vianney because I haven't read his story. Maybe he was great, but in this one instance,
keep his name out of your mouth.
Fine, I'm probably mispronouncing it anyway because he was French. Another help was the cure of the near-dying Blessed Pauline Jaricot at Philomena's shrine on the 10th of August 1835. So I guess weird because it was the day that the 10th of August was the day Philomena died. So maybe it was like, oh, on this day, 1800 years later, a miracle's gonna happen. And on July the 6th, 1835, a young woman named Giovanna Sescuti was instantly cured of multiple illnesses that had been thought to be incurable following her family's prayers to Philomena.
Nice.
Then, in 1836, Magnano de Cardinale, I think that's where it was preserved from the cholera epidemic, and that was also attributed to Philomena. So,
are you just going to list off 190 years of miracles now?
No.
You need to be going through this very slowly.
No, that's all of them, really. But, you know, the more impressive than the dust and the sweaty statue, I think.
That is much better, yeah. Those are actually, like, useful miracles.
Especially, like rather than just healing an individual as well, like actually preventing an epidemic. I think we need more of those.
Yeah.
Miracles, I mean, not epidemics.
Yeah.
Prevention is better than cure, they say. So clearly she was one of the early adopters of that approach.
Yeah, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, a prevention in the hand is worth 2 cures in the bush.
Okay, what I said was an actual expression.
So was mine.
But... No, it wasn't. Anyways, all right, so she's got lots of healing miracles. That's very nice. Of course, the arrow preventing miracle. Yes. That's also good.
And the miracle of the sweaty statue and the hella dust in a church.
Yeah.
So in 1834, due to many miracles, Pope Gregory XVI sanctioned the veneration of Saint Philomena. And in 1837, he authorized the celebration of the feast of Saint Philomena on the 11th of August, or according to another source, the 9th of September.
Wait a minute. Her death was on the 10th of August. She arrives at this church on the 10th of August. Somebody's healed on the 10th of August. So we'll make her feast day the 11th of August?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know why, but it's definitely the 11th of August that's her saint day. Maybe there needs to be time between the death and the veneration for some reason.
That makes zero sense and has not been the case at any point before.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I should never have told you the other dates. You would never have questioned this if I hadn't told you.
It's like he misremembered and just wrote 11 instead of 10. And then it's like, wow, it's already wrote it.
Well, they didn't have Tipp-Ex in that day. Maybe he got distracted, wrote the 11th, and then just couldn't correct it. So he was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm the Pope. I'm infallible.
He wrote the 11th on the paper. His assistant leaned over and was like, sir, it's the 10th. It's like, hey, who's infallible around here?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, sorry.
If the Pope says it, it's history. That's how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
So, subsequently, many other saints were devoted to Philomena. Pilgrims from all over the world continually arrive at Philomena's shrine in Nola in Italy, displaying an intense degree of popular devotion. And this continued popularity, along with the historical papal approbation and the stories of her miracles, are used by her followers to make the case that her cult and status as a saint is justified.
Okay.
However,
I was going to say, who is saying it's not just...
Wait, so you're saying you've listened to this whole story and you think, yeah, fair enough, a saint.
Yeah, I don't know. I got no... let me look at my note.
I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. because she was a child
a
when she died.
right. I'm just like, yeah, I'm looking at my notes. It's like some powerful guy tried to date a 13-year-old and then cut her head off. Extra dust. Yeah, looks like a saint.
Well, from the late 19th century, developments in archaeology have undermined the authenticity of the discovered remains and the assumption that the
Ugh,
body was that of a virgin martyr.
classic science.
Getting in the way of a
Ruining
good
everything.
story.
I know. It's like, leave us alone. Hasn't Philomena been through enough, presumably?
Well, we don't even know. We can't just assume. So, for example, an Italian archaeologist named Orazio Marucci had argued that the inscription on the three tiles that had provided the Latin name Philomena belonged to the middle or second half of the 2nd century, while the body that had been found was from the 4th century, when the persecutions of Christians had ended. So, on his theory,
Uh-oh.
not only the name, but the two anchors and the other decorations on the tiles, which had been believed to indicate that Philomena was a martyr, had no relation to the person whose remains were found. Furthermore,
Well, maybe they found some extra tiles that said Philomena, and they're like, "Oh, we're burying this lady named Philomena.
Yeah.
Let's just put these tiles here. This is a handy
Yeah,
coincidence."
something like that. The alleged disarrangement of the tiles would be explained by a 4th century practice of reusing materials already engraved, with the aim of indicating that it was not the same person who was now buried in the place. So I guess the problem is that if the body didn't have the same story, then the miracles occurring around the body would be kind of undermined as miracles because the relics weren't actually that of a martyr, I'm guessing. I don't really understand the saint logic here. Because,
Wait, so they're saying that the body and the tiles
Mhm.
are totally out of the wrong time period
Yeah.
of each other, and then when Diocletian would be persecuting.
Yeah. But hey, why let
And
facts get
therefore,
in the way of a good saint story?
then how do they explain the vision? Hello.
Good point. Good point. Well, furthermore, in April 2005, at the Conference of Philomenian Studies,
Did this guy just come and put a big turd in the punch bowl of the Conference of Philomenian Studies?
be like, you're all idiots.
Yeah. Anyways.
Findings of a study carried out on the tiles by the Opificio della Pietra Durier Laboratory. Sorry, the Factory of Hard Stones and Restoration Laboratories.
These are just plastic. Guys.
So the findings of this laboratory's study on the tiles were made public. The analysis confirmed that only one type of lime could be found on the tiles, giving strong support to the theory that the tiles had not been rearranged, i.e. the original nonsense phrase was actually the original inscription, and so the name Philomena wouldn't have been there.
So what does the nonsense phrase mean?
I don't know, because they were archaeologists, not Latinologists.
It's like, hey, we're just in charge of checking out the tiles. We don't know nothing about nothing else.
We're just doing chemistry. We can't answer your linguistic questions.
See, this takes me back to my original theory of illiterate gravediggers.
That's a good point. That was your original theory. Fair play.
Mm-hmm.
So, on February the 14th...
I need to go to this conference of Philomenian Studies. Let them know what I think. Yeah. I've got some theories too.
I've got some theories. I think Maria was full of shit.
Yeah. Also, I got a lot of thoughts on Northern Ireland.
Oh my god.
So I don't know if this is the right venue for this, but I'm going to say them anyways.
On February the 14th, 1961, the Holy See ordered that the name of Philomena be removed from all liturgical calendars. The order...
No.
Because the one time the Vatican's like, oh, but science.
Just what a cruel thing to do to someone just because they don't exist.
Yeah. The irony. The order included the removal from local calendars of 14 named feasts, but allowed them to be retained in places that had a special link with the feast. However, it added, the Feast of St. Philomena, Virgin and Martyr, brackets 11 of August, is to be removed from all calendars. So, I guess the Pope in 1961 had a particular strong feeling that Philomena was not legitimate.
But it does seem like there's this, I forget what the name of the town was. Or was it Nola?
Magnano de Cardinale in Nola.
Yeah, it seemed like they had a very strong connection with Philomena, so they should have at least been able to keep.
Yeah, so this was a real fuck you to the town of Cardinale
Yeah.
di Mognano. Anyway,
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, well if they're close, it's fine. This one's close with what? Cardinale Manale. Oh, I hate that fucking place. Just assholes there. You know
yeah.
what? No, they don't get nothing. They don't deserve it.
I think that's how it went down. Well, the website of the National Shrine of St. Philomena in Miami, Florida says
Mm.
that, quote, the actions taken in the 1960s were the work of the devil in order to deprive the people of God of a most powerful intercessor, particularly in the areas of purity and faith at a time when these virtues are so much being challenged as they continue to be up until now. So that's one view, that that particular pope
They're like,
is the devil.
the Vatican II reforms are the work of the devil.
Pretty much. So yeah, she's now not officially a saint, but there are sanctuaries to her in several places in Italy. There's a Saint Philomena's Cathedral in India, St. Philomena's Church in Cincinnati, and one in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Well, anything goes there.
Oh, right, okay.
Pittsburgh, whatever.
Yeah, there's churches and schools in Illinois, Frankenville, New York, London, UK, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and even Fiji.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wait, why'd you say even Fiji?
Well, because, like, it's not, all these other places were in Europe or America, which are, like, quite Christian places, whereas Fiji...
It's like, Pittsburgh's not in Europe, right? They do call Pittsburgh the Paris of Appalachia.
There you go.
So.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, right. You're not just me. I feel like
it's
you might
true.
be making
It's actually Pittsburgh's an amazing town, beautiful city.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Anyways, so some people don't want to give up on Philomena.
Yeah.
That's despite the fact that she's no longer an official saint.
Yeah, and I think that we are some of those people, because
yeah,
I'm generally just quite anti-establishment. So
yeah, we'll have whatever saints we want. Thank you very much.
I don't believe in God, but I know an underdog when I see one, and I believe in this saint.
That's right. That's why I made up Saint Audio for my Saint Audio podcast festival.
Indeed.
You can't tell me what saints to believe in and what not to believe in.
Plus, if she's not a saint, why does she have a ton of patronages?
I don't know.
That was a good segue, though, right?
Yes, but so you want me to guess what her patronages are? Well, here's
you
what I
sound
think.
Surprised. That tends to be the next thing in the podcast. It hasn't been that long since we did this.
Phrase it in the form of a question. And
oh, right. Well, I did, but it was like a rhetorical question.
All right, it doesn't matter. The whole format of the show is fucked today. We fucked up the intro. We did the relics first.
You were the one that forgot your own name.
Well, I didn't forget my name. I just slightly messed up. It doesn't matter. Here's what I think her patron is. Is she a patron of ham wives?
Well, she is the patron of desperate causes, so maybe depends how you see a ham wife.
I mean, I feel like if you're walking around with a ham wife, it seems like a pretty desperate situation. There's
also,
you need to get some help.
How fertile is a ham wife?
Not very.
Because Philomena is also a patron against barrenness and infertility. Not sure what the difference is. And sterility.
Wouldn't sterility be for men and then barrenness be for...
Yeah, but infertility is gender neutral, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So there you go. Covers all.
Yeah.
She's covering all the gender bases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is she the patron saint of sweaty statues? Or extra dust? You need extra dust, you call it.
She's the patron saint of something called Living Rosary, which could be sweaty statues. I don't know.
A living rosary?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
That sounds like some kind of elaborate thing where a lot of people dress up like different colored beads. And like in a big, like in a big basilica, like in a big square.
Oh, like living art.
And then they go along and and then as you go along, each one says a Hail Mary, and then every once in a while they say like an Our Father,
Well, since we're taking up the cause of St. Philomena, maybe next year's St. Audio Festival should be called the Living Rosary Festival. We'd attract a quite strange audience if we did that, though.
I think people already think that we're like some weird Christian podcast.
Well, that was because you decided the logo would be a saint.
Well, that was because the name of the thing was a saint, so it doesn't matter.
Obviously, next year it's going to be called the Halo Top Podcast Festival anyway. So
Halo Top Ice Cream presents the Saint Audio Podcast Festival. Halo Top, there are so many opportunities to work with us. We are the perfect vehicle for your ice cream.
For some product placement.
Anyways, is she the patron saint of arrow deflection?
Not on my list, but as well as desperate causes, she is a patron saint of forgotten causes and impossible causes and lost causes. So you could argue that the arrow deflection was an impossible cause.
That's fair. I mean, it is good. I mean, like if it's just an achievable cause, I guess you really wouldn't need that much intercession. But it's just like anything just beyond the most achievable.
If you're praying, you are obviously past the point of like reasonably achievable.
Yeah, right. If it's just like I'm gonna go to the store and get a gallon of milk, like that's a very achievable cause.
I don't need to pray about
and,
that.
Like you don't need to pray about it. You don't need to bother Saint Philomena about that. Anyways, finally, is she the patron saint against creative deaths? She's just got a problem with having a fun creative deaths.
It depends how you interpret being a patron against mental illness, I suppose. Is that okay to say?
No.
I don't know if that's okay to say.
No, that was a horrible thing to say. What is wrong with you?
No, but like what? Diocletian was unhinged.
No,
right? No.
Don't.
Okay, cut it out. Don't.
No. Yeah. I mean, I'd stop you right there.
Okay.
You're digging your own quarry of bad ideas.
Okay.
So what are all her patrons then? Lost causes.
So barrenness, infertility, bodily ills in general, mental illness,
like arrow wounds and scourging,
babies and children.
Oh, it's because she was one. Yeah.
Fuck. Newborns and orphans as well, which is weird because she could have been a half orphan, I guess, if her mum wasn't actually the queen.
Wait, was her whole family martyred or just her?
Unclear. We don't even know what king of Greece it was, man.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like, it seems like the whole family's getting tortured to death.
I can't imagine that on killing the daughter, he was like, okay, you two can go now.
Maybe the order of events was something like, well, I'm taking your daughter. And they were like, well, seems like a fair deal. Enjoy your life in Rome.
Right,
and
so
left.
They sold her, but then she refused.
And then she refused, and then she was tortured to death.
It's
and
possible.
Then Diocletian probably went, and he's like, also, go invade that guy's kingdom. I do not like that guy still.
Yeah, once the frenzy of murder was over, he still had that grudge.
What's next?
So orphans, poor people, which is weird because she was not a poor person.
Very much not.
But I guess if she prevented an epidemic in a place in the 19th century, then she probably helped some poor people in that.
Sure.
That's all I got on that.
I don't know.
Prisoners.
Okay.
I don't know.
I guess she was kind of a prisoner at some point.
Yeah.
By Diocletian.
Yeah. Sick people. I guess again because she heals them rather than because she was one.
Right.
Toddlers, young people, and youth, and finally test takers and students. I guess because surviving all those tortures would mean that people taking exams would relate to her.
Right. Just like finals, really.
Yeah.
Isn't being tortured to death just the ultimate finals? Really, when you think about it.
Indeed.
The ultimate final exam, being shot at with arrows.
And ending up having to be decapitated is like getting a first because you survived all the other things.
It's a hell of a reward. And you get a gold star. I'll just put it here on your body, which is still spurting blood out the neck hole. I thought she'd be like a patron saint of like anchor makers or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Something ironic like that.
Well, that's the thing. It must have been quite a shit anchor if she floated.
Yeah.
So
did you guys bring the wooden anchors again? You know what, guys? I really got to start hiring better on the torture squad. You're really not doing the work. Honestly, where'd you even find a wooden anchor? All right, that is a lot of patronage.
For someone who wasn't even apparently a saint.
You know, I'm glad that she got fired in 1961.
Oh, really?
Because that sounds like just a lot of work to do. Like, she deserves a break.
She's now retiring after being 15 for nearly 2,000 years, or 13.
It's just like, it's like, you know what? Yeah, it's like, wait, I'm not a saint anymore? Actually, this is kind of great. Because taking care of children and
the sick and all these impossible causes.
And then, oh my God, you have no idea how many impossible causes there are out there. Like,
it's the impossible causes that are really tiring. Because like children eventually become adults, but impossible causes are always going to be impossible.
Yeah, and you know what? And I get all these like intercession requests about tests, and I was like, I don't know anything about algebra. I died at 13.
I didn't go to high school.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Maybe she could just ask like Descartes or someone else in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So those are good. Some good patronages there. Some good relics. Do the relics still hang out?
Yeah,
The
I think they're
bags of dust.
still in the shrine in Cardinale di Magnano. Yeah, in her main shrine. Her relics are inside a life-sized effigy.
Oh, nice.
So we should totally go there and then go to the catacombs of Priscilla. Maybe we'll see a ham lady.
Well, those ham ladies were all stolen in the 16th century.
Oh my
They were
gosh.
so short on ham then. There was not a single ham lady left. No ham wife, no ham daughters.
Not even
ham
any ham
mothers.
side pieces.
But Anna, do you think you'd ever have Saint Philomena intercede for you?
Well, as I said, I'm quite anti-establishment, so I like the idea of having a saint who is not officially recognized as a saint.
Right.
I think she's got my respect on that alone. And as I also alluded to, unlike many of the saints we've studied, she never did anything terrible, never got the chance.
Yeah, really, I was gonna say, didn't have much of an opportunity to do terrible things.
So yeah, I think she seems like a pretty good egg.
Yeah.
You know, I think that if our campaign to get sponsored by Halo Top fails, we will become an impossible cause. So that would be very relevant.
Do you think it's an impossible cause or just a difficult cause to get sponsored by this ice cream company?
I don't know, Matthew, because you never tell me how many listeners we actually have. So I think it's on you to judge that. Would you say we're an impossible cause or just a desperate cause or a forgotten cause?
Probably a forgotten cause, yeah. Though, yeah, it does seem like a desperate cause to get you a new computer.
That's true. It is pretty desperate.
Yeah, I also like the idea of her being an unlicensed saint, you know.
Off the books.
Just out there sainting despite what the Vatican says.
Yeah,
like,
they can't stop me
who
doing miracles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to do as many miracles as I want.
Yeah.
But she's very much like she's like a vigilante saint. She's like Batman, but like as a saint. But yeah, I think that if I ever was in a situation where I was being fired upon by arrows, I think Saint Philomena, you know, again, very helpful there.
But then you wouldn't avoid being decapitated afterwards. Would you
No,
say
but,
decapitation's therefore a preferable death?
Anna, one problem at a time, all right? I'm being shot at by arrows, all right? Let's just get through this problem.
Sure, okay. Men are so
Okay,
weird.
Anna? Fuck, Anna. Jesus Christ.
Your inability to multitask is baffling to me.
You know what? I got a lot on my plate right now.
Including my own head.
I got a lot of people with a lot of arrows trying to get at me, and I just don't have time for this kind of negativity,
Sorry,
all right?
okay.
I just need to get through, you know, one day at a time. One crisis at a time.
Hey, you're the one that set up a festival when your wife was due to have a baby.
All right, well,
I would say that's the same as being shot at by arrows while also anticipating getting decapitated in some way.
I mean, I got another kid coming, so it's good that she's so helpful with children and things.
Oh yeah,
so
that's true.
Nice. I definitely use probably gonna need some extra help.
Although it's possibly the kind of similar problem that I have, which is like I was never a young person even when I was a young person. So like if I get asked my opinion as a young person, I'm so not down with the kids. And Philomena obviously like she's probably not on trend anymore.
Nah, she's not underneath the umbrella of the Vatican anymore.
True.
She can do whatever she wants. You know, it's not the heavy controls of the Vatican. She's out there freelance saint stuff, doing what she wants. She doesn't have to like toe the party line with the Vatican. You know, she doesn't have to like apologize for the Pope for saying homophobic slurs.
Yeah, because like she's not been involved with them for like 60 years. Yeah. So
she can be like, I agree, that was wrong. I was way out of line. And I think, you know, that's not right.
Also, maybe she would say she wasn't fired, she quit. So it was on the ground of principle.
She's like, you know what? Best thing that ever happened to me. Now that I'm out of that organization, I see how toxic it was, you know? So yeah, I like that about Philomena. I like she's sassy. I like this portrait of Philomena we've built here. I think we've done better than Sister Margarita Louisa. I think we've fleshed her out.
In terms of spinning a yarn.
Yeah.
I mean, if Maria Louisa's going to get sponsored by ice cream, we definitely.
Yeah. I'm saying we're as good as any nun with ergot poisoning. And anyways, well, Anna, thank you so much for telling me about this totally real person.
You could literally say that at the end of any episode that we do.
All right. Thank you for telling me about this rogue saint who's mostly dust, but's real to us. But thank you.
You are welcome. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.